So you guys had ended last week, having ventured into the cabin you found in the woods. You discovered the remnants of the 1800 soldiers that had, 18, yeah, had escaped from the Civil War, had been fleeing northward. You found your way into the hidden basement compartment where a series of metal, series of stone boxes that were glowing with an unearthly blue light appeared to be some kind of coffin almost. You look through these items, finding various artifacts dating from the Civil War era. Opening two of these boxes, you discovered two people who arose from them and tried very hard to convince you that you should join them in service to their god, Glaaki. You were skeptical, to say the least, and ended up in a fight to the death with these people who had been very, very demanding that you not go anywhere and that you should surely join them. You burned down the cabin and, in the insanity that ensued, fled towards the lake just up ahead. Heading to the lake, Miss Baker was one of the first to make it there, and discovered a series of people tied to stakes along the water's edge. Miss Baker realized that these people were alive, who were calling out for their freedom and death before whatever was due to take them. Arriving at the edge of this, arriving at the edge of the I guess, yeah, shoreline. I believe all of you. No, was Mr. Brady still slightly farther back?
Yeah, I was back with I think Mr.
Me.
Proctor.
No, you're with
Oh,
me.
oh, yep, I was with you. Yep,
Yep.
correct.
Yeah, that's right. So you guys were just on your way to the shoreline. Everybody else was either at the shoreline or closer. Two sanity rolls. The intelligence checks against the bouts of madness were failed, and therefore the memory suppressed. So while you had all lost quite a notable amount of sanity, the bouts of madness were narrowly avoided, and therefore the two of you do not actually know what happened in terms of these people being alive, despite having thick metallic slivers shoved through their chest while they were tied to these poles. In all of this commotion between the noises and the firing of a gun where Miss Baker had killed one of them against a pole, and the fire in within the actual cabin, a group of the people who were presumably staffing the dig site had come around the far corner, some hundreds of yards ahead, and were making their way towards you. And that is where we will pick up.
I had a quick question. So, I failed I lost. So I had lost the 10, which was my fifth of sanity, and then I lost more sanity. Um, was that the intelligence? So I forgot, or am I? Because I'm still lingering and indefinite.
Yes, it is something that I gotta have to look up some stuff online about. Because yeah, my understanding is that the bout of madness is avoided uh, because you failed the sanity check. That essentially the result of the loss of sanity is your blocking out of the memory, rather than your descent into a bout of madness. That
Okay.
essentially it is a similar effect, only that this effect is relatively minor in the overall scale of things. You simply have to act out the fact that you did not see that these people were alive, which might then once again happen, or some other kind of sanity affecting thing happen, such that you will then descend once again into a bout of madness instead of not realizing what happened. But it's
Was
something that, yeah, I feel like is maybe a little confusing in the book, and I'm going to have to revisit for our
Yeah.
next round. But we're not going to worry too much about it right now.
Okay. Okay.
was the fear of like lizard people or was like lizards or something? Was that for Mr. Proctor or was that for Chester?
missed out on that one. I failed my intelligence roll, so I just blocked out the memory instead.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. That was the thing that I forgot, was that the bout of madness is supposed to have initially an intelligence roll to see whether the thing that triggered the bout of madness is actually simply blocked due to like amnesia.
All right, so I didn't see dead people moving, but I do see people on the other side of the lake yelling across, making a commotion.
They were like running towards our direction, weren't they?
It sounded like. So I imagine Mr. Proctor would be grabbing that camera and heading the hell back where we came from.
Miss Baker is down on the shoreline, and this group of three men is coming towards you, calling out, seemingly quite normal. They do not look obviously in any way, shape, or form disfigured or unusual.
Chester's gonna stay in the, because he was with Proctor at the like tree line. He's I'm gonna stay there and just have my gun out at the ready. Just kind of watching them, see if Miss Baker needs any backup.
I think me and Thomas had agreed that we had probably just needed to try and get the rest of the group like to safety and try and just leave. Was that kind of?
Yeah, we'd agreed to try and push through our feelings.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Okay.
to, but not put ourselves in danger necessarily. It's more so that we had to put, or like at least join up with them again. That was as far as we kind of got. We had a little bit of reminiscence about what we were dealing with and how I was feeling that everything we're trying to do is useless. There's just no point, kind of thing. We centered ourselves, you with your coin and me with my pendant, to try and persevere through what we're going through. But I think we heard a gunshot, and I think we wanted to make way. Oh, we were still sitting down. I had joked. I was like, well, everyone's dead, let's go. But it's not obviously the case. We need to... Let's quietly approach, though. I think it's a better idea that we approach. Like, if there's gunshots out on the beach, maybe it's best if we stay hidden. As much as we can. Agreed. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you reloaded your weapons? I mean, it might be worth getting them out.
Yeah, I would have definitely had mine reloaded if I had shot anything, which I don't think I have so far.
No, you keep rolling around on the floor crying.
And
it's possible.
So we'll approach it, but not expose ourselves on the beach.
Staying along the edge then of the tree line.
Yes, just to see what's happening. Try and see what's happening, but
Miss Baker.
Well, I'm gonna try and pull the spine out of the guy I shot.
You were able to grasp onto the spine and yank it free, and the body slumps forward in its bounds against the pole that's holding it up. Looking down the line, you can see of the other four people that they turn towards you, eyes glistening with need. They clearly also want to be freed from whatever fate currently awaits them.
All right, I will head down the line to the next one, get as close as possible, and shoot them in the head.
I would say before the group of men arrive, who are coming around the corner from up the beach, you would have time to do just that. What else are you guys doing as this group approaches?
So Chester's like watching this happen. Um, he blocked out the first one. Does he? Do I have to make another sanity check?
I would say no in this short
Okay.
period of time. Potentially that your attention is being taken away towards the incoming live people, as far as you know, that are coming down the beach and soon to be close enough to Miss Baker, who is moving towards this next person in line that is tied to a pole, holding her pistol ready.
So yeah, Chester would just keep watch on those. It's 3 people.
4 more
Four.
people. Sorry, 3 people. Yes, coming down the beach.
Okay.
Yes, 3 people coming.
Just keep a gun trained on them.
Did I? Because that when I went into my little bout of madness, I believe the person spoke to me on the thing, which made me go a bit crazy. Right? He's the one. He said to me to start with, and then I was like, "Oh my god!" Is that right?
I believe that you specifically had the standing roll related to seeing somebody who you realized once they were in the light
Were
is
alive.
actually over 100 years old and at this point is, to put it bluntly, kind of zombified. Although the people you were seeing on the beach are more modern people dressed normally and do not seem to be particularly dead.
Yeah, but I mean, like I got my madness on the beach, right?
Oh, sorry, that
Yeah. I didn't fail downstairs.
that's right.
Miss
You
Baker.
got actually up close, right? And so you were
Yeah.
there with Miss Baker. Sorry,
And then
yeah,
I
that
ran
was
off.
the person speaking. That the person on the pole was speaking.
And he
was
said,
not
"Kill
dead.
me."
Yes, and asked to be killed.
And then
And
you
then
pulled a
that's
Brady.
then I pulled a Brady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And that's a thing now.
yeah. So as we've approached the shoreline, are we seeing Nora kill the rest of
Uh,
them on this?
Did we not pass each other?
You would have been. So you would have previous game. And at this point, from my understanding, Mr. Proctor would be a little bit farther back, while Mr. Watts would be up close and personal with Miss Baker just ahead. I think.
I was at the tree line until the start of this game.
Yeah, I was beyond the
I
tree
failed
line.
the intelligence check, and I'd be running back towards where we came from.
I was already past the shoreline, and I was sitting with Baker.
Oh,
Not Baker, sorry.
Brady.
Forget your name, Brady. I was sitting with Brady for a bit. We were.
Yeah, we were further into the woods because I think I was probably one of the
you
last
came
ones.
back.
Yeah, we said we'll come back now.
Yeah.
So I think we're on our way to the shoreline.
Oh, okay.
Then I'm on my way back into the woods.
Okay.
So basically, then the 3 of you are on your way back into the woods, a little beyond the tree line. Chester is at the tree line, and Miss Baker is actually down on the beach.
Okay, so we're gonna intersect paths with Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Frickin' names. I don't know why it's so hard for me. Proctor,
Benjamin
yeah.
Proctor.
Yeah, so we're gonna intersect paths with Proctor on his way out as we're on our way back in. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll pick it up from there, if that's cool. Proctor, Mr. Proctor, what's going on? We heard gunshots.
Ms. Baker is practicing her marksmanship on dead people, and there are new arrivals on the beach. I thought to return.
How am I to react to not knowing that Miss Baker's shooting them, and also knowing? Do I remember that the person said to me to kill me? How do you think what spun my bout of madness to the point of have I just like completely disregarded that point of what's going on? Because I want to reason.
I feel like really you could play it either way. It's up to you.
So I say, well, Well, what threw me was those people on those crosses still being alive, and
Oh, they're most certainly dead, and
maybe-
even more dead now that they are being shot.
well, they were not dead when we were there. One of them asked me to kill him, and I didn't know how to respond, so I ran.
I'm sure that you believe that's what you saw, but they are indeed dead.
Are you
He
calling
gives
me
a-
crazy?
He gives an empathetic look.
Are you calling me crazy? We literally just dealt with people coming out of coffins down in the other cabin, and you're telling me that I don't recall somebody talking to me on a cross saying "kill me"?
Well, you weren't quite yourself when you returned to the tree line. I'm sure what you saw was very disturbing.
It was someone alive on a cross is disturbing.
Dead. Someone quite dead.
Someone dead on a cross is
Which
more
that was quite disturbing in itself.
of course, but
I
it's
can't say that I've ever seen human scarecrows before.
it's more natural when you're dealing with the occult that there'll be dead things pinned up. But I'm telling you, Mr. Proctor, I've not lied to you yet that this person was alive that I'd seen. And that's what disturbed me more than anything, because I don't recall anything in the occult of people being pinned up alive.
Oh, I'm not calling you a liar, Mr. Watts. I'm
It sure
quite
sounds
certain
like it.
you believe you've seen this. But I'm sure we're hearing gunshots the whole time we're talking.
And
I was
to
about
that
to
point,
say, in the middle of this conversation, we're going to cut back over to Miss Baker. Miss Baker proceeds towards the next person in line, crying out for sweet release from their torment. And she fires off a weapon into its head. And at this moment, the three men approaching yell out and say, one of them says, "Mitt, stop! What are you doing? You shouldn't be here."
You shouldn't be here. You have no idea what's going on. And I'm just gonna grab onto the spike and start trying to pull it out.
They start rushing forward, and will as you wrench the spike free, the first one comes at you, and I guess we're going essentially into ad hoc combat as he attempts to grapple you to the ground.
If one of them makes an aggressive move towards Miss Baker, I'm gonna shoot at him.
Oh, okay. Then are you preparing to shoot, or are you going to start to be ready? Like, are you thinking that this is going to happen ahead of time, or
He
are
did
you
say he
reacting?
had his gun on them.
Yeah, I had my gun out.
Okay.
And like,
Then let's actually do some initiative.
And I've delayed our reinforcements, unfortunately.
should we just roll ours to begin with anyway, or to be on the turn order?
Sure. Yeah, why not? All right, I don't have a token. So I need a token. All right, Mr. Richard Kane is once again going to be our entry for these other guys. All right, Chester, you had your weapon ready. All right, so Chester, you had your weapon ready. That means that you can take the first move to fire upon one of these. One man in particular is moving towards Miss Baker, clearly aggressively to try and take her down.
all right. Would I have aim or no?
No, you don't have aim. You just you have a dex bonus to being able to shoot.
Okay.
First.
Yeah. Is it more than 30 yards away?
Yes, he is. So I would say that he is probably about 40 yards, 50 yards down onto the beach.
Okay, then I guess I would like run out from the tree line to get within 30 yards. Or I don't have that much movement, do I? What does firing at longer than the range do?
You take one penalty die.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll stay in the trees and shoot from there with the penalty.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a malfunction.
That's a malfunction. You raise your weapon to fire upon them, and you let your finger rest upon the trigger for a moment, lining up your shot. You draw a bead on the man as he moves towards Miss Baker. You are sure of your shot as you gently pull back upon the trigger, and you hear a click and a as your weapon jams, and the inner workings seize up. Clearly, there's something wrong with your weapon at this point. I believe fixing your weapon requires a roll as to how many turns it's going to take, which I guess we'll worry about next round. But that you look down in confusion as your weapon fails to fire.
Once it does that, I will move my movement towards Miss Baker.
Sure. All right. So you also then run whatever it is, 60 or 30 yards down.
I have
the road.
8 movement.
8. Yeah, sorry, 8 yards. Then down towards the beach. All right, Mr. Watts, you hear the weapon fire off from Miss Baker down on the beach. How do you react?
Still talking to Mr. Proctor, and I'm going to be holding my gun because I said we had our guns as we were approaching the shoreline. And because I'm Mr. Watts, who has no gun safety awareness, I'm going to be like, are you calling me mad? Are you, Mr. Proctor? I know you think that I believe I saw what I believe I saw, but I'm telling you, we've been sharing dreams and we've all seen the same thing. So Nora clearly saw the same as what I've seen, and that's what she's doing. She's helping them out. That's probably what these other shots are.
I'm sure we can sort all of this out later. Winces at the sound of another shot. But right now there are others headed towards the beach, and I'm sure our compatriots are in danger.
And the wincing of the other shot that went off, is that sound distinctly different to the other sounds that we've heard of shots?
No, so this is only Miss Baker's pistol that has gone off so far.
Did the failure of the firing make a weird noise?
No, it did not misfire such that it blew the breach. It misfired such that the round jammed in the barrel due to the failing of the blasting cap and the jamming of the mechanism.
Okay, well, I hate to do this to Chester and Nora, but I'm just going to continue standing here having this debate, and that's my turn.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, guys. I want to run there and help out, but I just don't see it plausible at this point.
No metagaming.
No metagaming. 100%. That makes this more interesting. I mean, it's like compared to D&D, it puts your character's misfortune in your hands as much as it does your character's fortune.
I mean, I'm crazy waving a gun around right now, just saying I've seen what I've seen.
Hey, Nora's fully going to jail or the insane asylum at this point.
All right. So the one man comes towards you, Miss Baker, and he is going to try and tackle you to the ground. You have the option to choose whether you dodge or fight back.
So dodging is a normal roll and fighting back.
No, so they're both normal rolls. If you make the same level of success on a fight back, you fail. But if you make a better than his success, then like a hard success versus success, then you manage to actually turn the attack against them and do damage back. If you dodge, you only need to make the same level of success to be able to dodge.
Okay, well, I have a 50 in dodge and a 50 in brawl, so I'm just going to go with a dodge.
Okay.
Why does it say 25, though?
That was
Is it 25? I mean, either way, I fail. I just don't know why.
No. So their brawl is 25.
Oh,
they suck at brawling.
Okay.
You're good at brawling and dodging.
I got it.
So technically, like to some extent, I think the way if we were playing on a tabletop, the way this would be played would be I would not be telling you what they rolled versus what they needed.
Yeah.
I would simply be saying that they had a failure. So you wouldn't know that there's potential for success requires a 25.
I think there's a way to hide GM rolls
Yeah, you just have
if
to
it's
go-
necessary.
You have to
Oh,
go
here we
into
go.
every NPC individually and like toggle it to whispered.
Okay, so I just found the toggle. Yeah, you're right. It's on each NPC's sheet. Okay, so I'll whisper to myself in the future, but now you know, so it's too late.
Okay, but
anyway.
we both failed, but I failed by less. Does that?
No, they are both failures. There are some optional rules for multi failures. We're not going to play that way for now. The idea being is that like you could both re-roll to see if one of you don't both double fail. I think is one of the options they give you. Anyway, we're going to say that simply that what happens here is a clash where, in fact, I will narrate it as I should as a keeper. He comes in towards you and jumps forward, trying to grab onto you by the middle of your waist to try and bring you to the ground. As he jumps forward, you react quickly and grab him by his shoulders and shove him to the side. He tumbles across the sand, but quickly gets back to his feet. Both of you are still ready for battle. The other two men stand by, looking towards the tree line, wondering if there's other people here. But I guess I'll say that they do spot hidden rolls to see whether they see the other people who are standing by.
Well, they should see Chester. He ran out into the clearing.
That's true. Nobody else is actually directly super obviously there. Everybody else actually was behind the tree line, so it doesn't really matter. They certainly do see Chester. They do not appear to be armed at this moment in time. They do have rifles slung across their back, but they have not yet started to bear them. One of them calls out to Chester and says, "Hold! What are you doing here? Get your friend under control. She's out of control. She's out completely out of control and firing wildly."
Do I have the chance to respond?
Sure, yes.
Chester would be like, we've seen some weird things out here. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. But I think y'all should just back away, and we could talk this out.
All right, we'll move on to Mr. Proctor, who is once again in the tree line.
This will say,
Ooh, we lost.
Yeah, I'll put it back in.
we're faced with a choice now, gentlemen. We either return to assist our comrades or we leave them to their fate. Though I will say Miss Baker does seem quite mad and unable to continue.
Well, I mean, you're saying there's other people are coming, so I think it's best that we approach with caution, silence, perhaps.
And there have been 2 shots so far.
That's right, only the 2 shots from Colt 45.
He looks like he's anticipating another shot, and when none come, seems a little surprised.
We hear yelling from Chester. And
You do hear some yelling from the beach, but you can't quite make out what's going on.
Do Benjamin and Mr. Watts seem like they're gonna start heading towards the tree line? Hell, Benjamin hasn't said anything so far.
Yeah.
See him playing with a coin.
He's definitely not going to be the first one to go. He's still kind of in a state of manic and still has a very strong urge to run back into the woods to try and be alone, but he's trying to fight the urge. He's more along the lines of just trying to go, with Watts to just help the rest of the group.
Other than that, he'll probably just say, I need to find and rescue this industrialist daughter. I don't need to be involved in whatever is happening on the beach. And he'll stay there, waiting for the other two to act.
Sorry, I will say quickly, I misread which sheet I was looking at. Or misread. I was looking at the wrong sheet. The men on the beach do not actually have fire,
Rifles.
Rifles.
That's my turn.
All right, Mr. Brady.
Yeah, so I mean, he just kind of sitting there listening to Thomas try and prove why he's the claims he's making and trying to say everything he's saying to Proctor and just continuing to get a slightly stronger urge as the time goes on to not be there and to just run the opposite direction. He hears the gunshots. He has his weapon readied, but not. He just in his hand, kind of holding it with both hands to the side. And if both Proctor and Thomas are not making actions to walk towards the beach, he's not either.
Yeah, I mean, he says we'll wait for the next round of RP to see what happens. Ms. Baker.
Seeing these three men do not seem to be super threatening or like part of what's going on necessarily, Nora is going to sort of lower her weapon to the side, still keep it ready, but sort of trying to be less threatening, and just start sort of talking to them. You don't understand what's going on out here. They didn't know all the details. They didn't prepare us for the true situation. But there's much going on that you don't understand, and it is really best for all of you if you simply walk away now before you get more involved. I cannot stress highly enough how much this could affect you if you continue to ask questions and stick around. Just turn around, walk away.
Go ahead and give me a fast talk roll.
Whee.
All right.
So you are extremely successful, and so you seem very convincing in your fast talking. The one who had tried to tackle you says, well, that may be the case. It does seem like it's a terrible situation going on here. What's going on with these people that are along the water? Come back to the cabin with us, with your friends, and we'll be happy to tell you a bit more about what we found in the dig site.
Which cabin exactly would that be?
The cabins that we have for ourselves back up at the dig site. There's 5 of them. Of course, we're staying up here while we're doing our dig.
Right. Any guests recently?
Guests? No. I'm not sure what's going on with these people down by the water here. This is strange and unusual, but we've been busy up the hill digging out the artifact that we found. But we'd be happy to show you.
And I'd be happy to have a look where situation's different. As I said, it is really best that you leave.
Well, I think it's best that you come with us.
Yeah, at that point, she's going to raise her gun and sort of be prepared to shoot if they try and get closer.
All right, so you're holding your shot. All right, Chester. You would have certainly overheard all of this.
I'll use my whole action to kind of get closer. So I guess, is that 5 times the movement rate?
Yeah, so that's
Run.
basically, yes, a dash.
Yeah. So I dash. I don't know how close that'd get me, but relatively closer, and just be like, it. I think I'm kind of curious to see what you all have found. Miss Baker, these gentlemen seem like nice gentlemen. Maybe we should get the others and look into what they found.
The one that responds says, like, indeed, we're hired by Mr. Strong. Surely you know him. I don't know what brings you into these parts, but we're here by his behest.
We're here looking for his daughter that was taken and has now been taken again by some sort of strange cultists. The whole situation is a little more bizarre than you might anticipate when you are comfortably out here in the woods digging up artifacts.
Well, I'm just a simple geologist, and finding missing daughters is really not my specialty. But I'll take you at your word. But still, just get your friends together, and we'll all head back to the dig site, and we can certainly have this explained in no time.
I don't know. Do they seem crazy?
Give me a psychology. Yeah, you wouldn't leave your kids with them. They don't seem too great. You know, the fact that they're standing here next to all these bodies that are tied to poles, who have like jabby things through their chests, some of which are still alive, just because you haven't shot them in the head yet. And they don't seem particularly concerned about that. In fact, they mostly seem concerned with getting you off the beach.
Yep, that's what I thought. Nora is going to aim the gun directly at the closest one and say, I could drop you all in seconds. I advise you to step back.
All right, Mr. Watts, but before we get to there, go ahead.
Real
Jeff.
quick. So I would have, with my movement, I would have gotten like all the way to them, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Would I have noticed the moving bodies on the cross?
I would say, in terms of your having failed the intelligence roll before, you are deliberately not paying attention to what is going on with those other bodies.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, you know, considering it's a short period of time here. If you stuck around, yes, definitely.
Okay.
I'm going to very quickly pop to the bathroom. Mr. Watts, think about what you want to do, or if you guys want to start RPing, I can hear from the other room. I really need to take a pee.
Excuse me.
I like how Nora has probably gone from like shooting her gun at completely inanimate objects to now having killed several people and shot a lot of corpses in like 2 days.
Yep.
That's got to be good for the brain.
Yeah, so, like, are they even like really dead though? Because are alive? Because, I mean, it kind of defies logic that they're like, you know, impaled by this sharp object and they're still like, I guess I don't remember. Had he ever detailed if they were just like barely hanging on or?
No, like they should. I got the sense that they should definitely be dead, but they're not.
Okay.
That there's like out of character, because I don't think Nora understands it well enough, but they're like, they should be corpses and they're being kept supernaturally alive to be sacrifices for some kind of horrible evil thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back. All right, Mr. Watts. What do you guys? So let's just say, like, Mr. Watts, Mr. Proctor, and Mr. Brady. Let's put you guys together in the turn order as far as your discussion at this point.
So are we hearing shouting now from them?
You are indeed hearing a continued shouting that are rising in elevation and severity. There is clearly some, I guess, disturbance going on down at the beach.
Nora sounds agitated, to put it mildly.
Yeah, I would, like I've said, that we wanted to move slowly. I'm going to suggest that we start heading towards the beach. But I'm going to start moving towards the beach, but slowing, stealthily.
Sure, stealth it up.
To keep myself hidden, basically.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm on the combat side. So stealth, you said?
Yeah. Please do.
I will as well.
All right.
I figured. I'm not very
You could use your luck.
Yeah.
Mr. Proctor could not use his luck.
You just hear Proctor muttering, "She was supposed to be leverage.
So do
I'm
I
not
just-
supposed to
I
get
just keep
arrested."
luck, right? Or
What'd you
how
say?
would I do? How would I bonus?
So you could subtract 7 from your luck to make your stealth a success.
Okay. Yep. I will definitely do that.
So I will say Mr. Watts and Mr. Brady edged their way into a small rise just over the edge of looking down upon the beach and see what is going on. Mr. Proctor, not paying nearly as much attention, simply stumbles up the path and crests the hill looking straight down upon what is going on right now. Anything else you guys want to do while before I switch over to the 3 guys?
Just see what they're doing. Just kind of what I want to do. See if they're in trouble.
All right. So once again, the 2 of them move towards Mr. Galloway, and one of them is rounding in on Miss Baker. He's moving towards you aggressively. Go ahead and make your shot. He's not quite in. Oh, that's it. He will make a dodge. I'm now roll 20. You fire off at not quite, but near point blank range, and the weapon slams into his gut, and he looks down briefly as there's a clear hold through his shirt, and looks back up at you, and says, "Now that wasn't very friendly." And he moves towards you to try and once again bring you to the ground and bring you under control. No, I did not whisper to keep her on this one instead. So he tries to once again grab you and throw you to the ground, and you can see the roll. So you can choose whether you dodge or whether you fight back. So brawl.
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, I think I'd be trying to avoid it.
Well, it doesn't matter because he also failed. And you once again clash momentarily, and you throw him to the side, stumbling backwards, and you both fall flat on your bum in the sand, picking yourselves back up and dusting off, neither the one being able to control the other. The other 2 are moving towards Mr. Galloway, and are both going to try and bring you to the ground and control you. So you have 2 of them coming at you, and you can choose whether you try to, again, dodge or fight back in each case.
Mr. Galloway is just gonna put his hands up "Whoa, guys, whoa," and I'll just dodge. So 2 dodges.
Sure. 2 dodges. Wow!
Okay.
Look at that.
Nice.
Mr. Galloway, freaking Bruce Lee is sliding from one side to the other, slippery as all hell. And the one man comes forward and jumps at his feet And Mr. Galloway nimbly jumps to the side at the same time, and the man sprawls in the sand. The other goes to try and tackle him at the waist, and then trips over his own friend, falling also to the ground and splattering against the sand. And neither manage to bring him down. Both are able to pull themselves to their feet and circle around him, clearly menacingly, but have not yet subdued him. All right, Mr. Proctor. No, you already did, you guys. You guys basically got up here. Miss Baker.
Okay. How effective did it seem when I shot the guy in the basement in the head?
Pretty effective. It ended up being a blow that didn't kill him when you thought it might, but at the same time, clearly did some pretty serious damage to him.
Okay. And I'm now like in point blank melee type range with this guy.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna stick my gun up to his forehead, and I'm gonna try and blow his brains out, and then I'm gonna try and run away.
All right. So point blank, you get a bonus die, I think.
That sounds right.
We're gonna say you get a bonus die. Let's just. All right. You calmly raise your weapon towards this man who has just got back to his feet and is turning towards you once again to try and subdue you. While he is unarmed, you can feel that he is clearly a danger and something that you must stop before he is able to stop you. You raise your weapon calmly towards his forehead, pulling back on the trigger. You've never felt such surety when pointing a weapon at another living human being, as far as you might know. But in this case, you're sure that you must stop him before he is able to hold you down. You feel the cold, hard steel in your fingers as you press on this trigger. The weapon's report fires out across the water and echoes back. You see the entry hole into this man's head. It doesn't bleed like you expected, but does blow out the back side. The brain splattering across the pebbly sand of this lake beach in northern Vermont. And the body falls forward with a thud that sounds all too human.
Yeah, well, that's fucked up. Nora's gonna try and move away from all of them, but still in the direction-ish of the third pinned body, if possible.
Yeah, it would be basically the direction. You'd be heading a little bit closer to the water and towards that other body to some extent, while Mr. Galloway is currently surrounded by two people.
Okay. And what are the rules for like reloading in combat?
It takes a round.
Okay.
So you can reload one round and fire it, or you can reload fully and wait a round.
Okay, I have 3 left, so I'll hold off. That's it.
Okay, so we're on to Mr. Galloway. Back to the top of the round.
I don't. Galloway is not made for hand-to-hand combat. Doesn't like being surrounded. Is there anything like attack of opportunity in this game? So, like if I were to move?
No, there is not. Attack of opportunity is not a thing in this game.
Okay. What's the rule for a malfunction?
You need to take a certain number of rounds to repair your weapon. I believe it's a roll. I would say being surrounded, you can't really realistically.
No, I wasn't going to do that this turn.
Okay. Well, yes, it is a roll of some kind. It's like a D6 or a D8 or something like that, okay, which is the number of rounds it takes to repair.
I think I'm just going to try to like smack one of them with the butt end of the gun and then run away.
That would be a brawl.
Yeah. Not good.
So he will attempt to fight back. And he also fails. And the two of you go to smack him in the head, and you manage to get a glancing blow off of one side as he tries to avoid and try and tackle you once again to the ground. But he is unable to do so as you nimbly jump back away.
And then I'm going to get, I guess, 8 yards closer to the tree line.
You run backwards and stop yourself at the edge, just out of their reach. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, Mr. Watts.
Muted.
So I'm seeing them engage now. So I'd like to get to a position where I'm close enough to aim and fire, but provided obviously, yeah, I'm just gonna take aim if I can move and take aim.
Okay, so I would obviously, Mr. Galloway moved away, so you are safe to take a shot where you are.
Okay,
Unless you have a very short range on your weapon.
It's a short range. It's a pistol.
How far is it?
Possessions, right?
Yeah.
Question: are there any obvious signs that these guys are freaking zombies, or do they just look like normal ass dudes?
So I would say
I
that
shot one in the stomach and he barely responded.
Right, but we were in the forest, I think.
So you guys, yeah. So you did see though, as you got to the edge of this one final part where she shot him in the head,
And he went down.
He went down, which I would say, from your perspective, does not confirm whether or not he is a zombie. So essentially, at this point in time, you do not have a confirmation they look pretty normal. Basically, Thomas Baker straight murder a dude who was unarmed.
So we left with her executing dead people, and then came back to her executing live people.
Yeah, 100%.
So now you can assume she's just been executing live people.
I'm not shooting any of you yet, for what that's worth.
Yeah, more or less.
But I've seen.
Chester's been here the whole time. I have not shot at him, so.
I'm running away though.
I'm saying Chester's running away. He's executing live ass dudes, and then Chester's running.
Automatic base range is 15 yards.
15 yards, yeah.
So yes, you'd be rolling at one level of low level disadvantage, whatever the word is, from where you are with your weapon.
Is there a roll for courage to see if I would try and step up and help?
I feel like you could certainly make that roll if you feel so inclined. I could certainly see going either way.
Because I'm not a brawler. I'm not a
brawler,
so...
Yeah, I don't know, like...
I'm not a fighter. It's something I specifically said at the beginning, but... I've seen them try
Power would probably be your role to decide whether or not you feel courageous.
Okay. Power. Do I feel courageous? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna leave it to the RNG gods of power. See if I'm feeling courageous enough to step out onto the breach to decrease my range to take a shot. Nope, I'm staying where I am.
You're watching.
I'm watching.
Are you going to take aim to try and fire off for the next round?
I will take aim from here.
All right.
I'll take aim for anybody that's the closest person to Nora.
All right. So one of them, seeing Nora kill one of the one of the people who is trying to, or the one person who is trying to subdue her, is going to turn around and move towards her. He once again goes to try and subdue her. This time, pulling forth a like a mining implement, a pickaxe, and swinging it towards her. And it's the same roll, so it doesn't really matter.
Is the pickaxe wooden, iron, stone, or diamond?
It's nether.
I'm just gonna try and.
All right, so your dodge is unsuccessful as his pickaxe slides toward, comes in towards you with sickening speed and slams into your shoulder. He does only 1 point of damage, though, as you are able to brace yourself for the impact. The other is trying to bring Mr. Galloway to his knees and is going to once again try and use his brawl skill to try and drop him. So you can choose whether you dodge or fight back.
Definitely gonna dodge.
Oh, this is much more exciting when only I can see the rolls.
Ooh.
He runs forward once again, and you try and jump out of the way, but he flings his arms wide, grabbing you by the midriff and throwing you to the ground, grabbing you and pitting your arms behind you as he forces your face into the sand. You feel yourself being pressed downwards with his full body weight as you're pinned. Mr. Proctor, you're up. You are in view of these men, obviously standing upon the rise.
Okay. So we left Miss Baker executing dead people, or shooting dead people. Heard more shots. Saw people coming from the tree line. Left. Heard more shots. Came back and saw her shoot somebody, and they went down this time.
Yeah.
And Mr. Galloway running away after smacking somebody and then get tackled.
Yeah, so Mr. Galloway ran away after being attacked by two different people, and then in that period of time, then after that, one of them continued to run after him and tackled him to the ground. The other one turned and pulled out a pickaxe and ran towards Miss Baker and managed to hit her with the pickaxe.
You just they're mad. They've all gone mad. All of you are mad. He'll stand up next to Mr. Watts, level the shotgun, and take aim. You've all lost your minds. I'm gonna have to get my father's lawyer. I'm not. He's only going to help me. All of you are going to jail. I'm just mumbling random shit. That's my turn.
All right.
Aim action.
Mr. Brady.
Seeing all this go down, I think at this point he's just gonna throw kind of caution to the wind and seeing Chester go down, he's gonna probably come out of the clearing a little bit and take aim and try and shoot one of the try and shoot the guy that's actually. That's not maybe a good idea.
Go for it.
Trying to shoot the guy that had attacked you, Chester.
All right, yeah, he's on top of Chester, so there's a possibility that you will hit him.
Yeah, that's, and I'm not great in that, so I may.
You only have so if you're under 50, you only have you have a 5% chance of accidentally hitting your friend. If you're over 50, you have a 1% chance.
Okay. Okay.
I will remind you guys quickly to make sure that you mark off when you successfully use one of your skills.
Yep. And so that would be for my handgun skill, correct?
Sorry, Emily said something at the same time. What was that?
Would that be for my handgun skill?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to attempt to shoot the guy.
If you're from the tree line, you're doing so at hard success.
Okay. Okay.
Which if you bump that by like a couple points for luck, you're at hard success.
Couple being 2. I guess I'll just do 3 if I'm able to.
So 23 is half. What is 1/5?
Well, no, 23 is his regular.
Sorry, 23 is, that's what I mean, is versus regular.
His half would be 11, I think, if it's rounded down.
Hold on. We'll save the sheet. That's, oops, I clicked the wrong thing. What did I do?
This is also with never having shot really a gun, like a handgun before.
This is the handgun. So 23. No, I think it needs to be a lot more than 12. I guess. Oh, I guess it needs to be like 6 more than 12 to be at the right level to hit. You'll safely not shoot Chester, but at this point in time, obviously.
Can you just click hard and roll it again to see if it will that give you the hard roll? To give you the number, that is.
No, so it's no, is it half? I don't know.
Hard is half and extreme is.
No, you're right. So no, you're right. It must be literally 1 point.
Yeah.
Because no, you're right. It's 1 point. Okay, yes, you spend 1 luck, you hit.
Okay.
Are you doing it?
Yes. 100%.
All right, roll your damage.
Do I just click the bonus penalty at the bottom? Like, how do you roll for the damage?
In your combat, you should have the weapon if you dragged it.
I don't think I dragged it over.
Okay, so what kind of handgun is it? Because you just rolled your handgun ability, not the specific weapon.
Yes, correct. It would be the same as Thomas's. I bought it in the same place. The Colt 45.
1d10 plus 2.
1d10 plus 2.
Yeah.
I almost got that one as well, but then I looked at the descriptions and the automatic specifically said how reliable it was. And I was like, check mark. Yes.
This is automatic too. Yeah.
The Colt 45 automatic.
All right. Well, that was a hell of a hit, and your weapon fires off from your covered spot in the tree line, and slams into him as you carefully take aim. The man rolls off of Chester as he takes the hit and pulls himself back to his feet, clearly taking some damage in the hit, but otherwise okay.
Otherwise okay.
Well, so yeah, he's relatively seriously injured. That one of his arms is hanging down to the side, but I would say relatively okay in the sense that you would expect a normal person to be in severe pain at this point in time and simply like not back in the thick of things. All right, Miss Baker.
So once again, there's a dude very close to me trying to kill me.
This is true.
Cool. Since he just hit me with a pickaxe, I assume he's very close. I'm gonna jam my gun up under his chin and shoot him.
All right. Point blank range, you get some kind of bonus.
Last time it was a bonus die, so I'm just
I
gonna
believe
do
it's a bonus
that.
die.
I don't think I need it.
Jesus. This fellow. This is exactly what you do. He swings towards you, slamming his pickaxe into your shoulder. As he pulls it forth, and a trickle of blood runs down your arm because you managed to brace yourself against the impact. You take your weapon and you lunge forward, pushing it up into his underneath his chin. You look deep into his eyes and watch closely as you pull the trigger, and the weapon fires forth directly upwards through his mouth, up into his brain, and slams out the back of his skull. Brain matter once again showering forth, that time in an arc as it splatters across the ground behind him. His eyes still continue to stare at you as he falls backwards, and in one single shot, this man is brought to the ground and lies motionless. That was a huge hit.
Yeah. Laura's just gonna like slowly back away and take aim at. Well, there's one guy left, right?
Yeah, there's one guy left who was just shot off of Chester.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna continue backing towards the third spiked person and take aim at the one near Chester.
What's your facial expression, man?
I imagine she just looks like either completely expressionless or completely horrified. Yeah.
Okay. Not.
I
Things
feel
are
like
not going well for Nora right now.
this is very different from last game where there was a lot of failures. We're getting a lot of really good rolls this time around.
Don't worry, Thomas Watts is about to shoot, so.
It's a bonus die, though.
Nora is beyond insane, and now she's the super functional. Apparently, she does better not in her right mind.
We
Chester,
did get
you
the
are-
first 100, I think. I think
Yeah,
that was the first
that-
100.
That's
Pretty
pretty
good.
exciting, honestly. It was fantastic.
You're over on each end, Chester.
So seeing, who was that? Mr. Brady step out and fire. I think,
I would say Mr. Brady, I assume, fired from in a hidden position from the fire out from the tree line.
I think he said he stepped out.
Yeah.
Or did you step,
yeah,
you stepped out?
I kind of did step out. Like I threw caution to
Okay.
the wind. Yeah, I wasn't
Well,
thinking.
yeah.
So I just did.
I think I'm just gonna get up and run towards the tree line. My gun's jammed. I'm not good up close, so I'm just getting away.
All right. You sprint towards the tree line and jump into a clump of bushes and roll to the ground, breathing heavily from being tackled in the exertion of the situation.
Just kind of as I run past Mr. Brady, I'll say, "Thanks for that," and just keep running to the woods.
Mr. Watts.
So I didn't have the courage to step out yet, but to see what's going on, I am going to self-reason that it's the same types of people that we've already counted in the cabin and not assume anything otherwise. Weird and something weird's going on, so I'm going to take fire. I'm going to take my shot.
All right, take your shot. It's at regular because you're aiming, so it casts out.
Regular aiming skills. Where is it?
Just click your weapon. It should be under attacks. Your attack sheet.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Told you that would happen.
You can spend
Oh, I'm
9
on hard.
luck.
Sorry, I'm on hard. I didn't
Oh,
do
you
it on
are?
regular. Yeah, I pressed hard.
Well, no. It's okay. Well, what's your regular?
My regular is 50.
Well, then you succeeded.
Yes. I think it's
Um,
50. Let me double check. It does say 50 in
Yeah,
brackets.
no. If it says 50, that's what it is. Yeah, 25 would be half. Would be hard.
Yeah, my bad.
So at regular, you are successful. You take your aim carefully over the last turn, steadying your gun across this edge of this mound as it looks down upon the beach. You very slowly look down the sights to make sure that you have your shot lined up. You let your weapon ring out, and the shot rings true. It goes down, and you look for a moment, and it looks like the man is not falling. But then you see as there's a hole in the center of his head, and you realize that your shot was dead true. The final man falls backwards into the sand, and you are out of combat.
I was gonna say I was aiming at whatever he was holding to like just to disarm him, but I put a hole in his head is good enough.
Yeah, honestly, right now, I'd
Take it. The recoil I wasn't quite expecting from that distance, so I missed his hand and actually hit him in the head. That's what we'll be with.
Sure.
Mr. Proctor's like shaking his head. What have you done? What have all of you done? We weren't here. I wasn't here. And starts stepping backwards.
Tell yourself whatever you need to. Nora just starts reloading her gun.
Chester would say, they attacked us.
Well, I imagine Miss Baker was shooting corpses on the beachfront. It's generally frowned upon to disfigure the dead.
They weren't dead. They were alive and clearly being used as a sacrifice. We knew what we dealt with in the cabin. They were saying, join the others on the beach. We'll show you a new god. It's clearly related. If anything, Nora did a favor to them. This one specifically said, kill me, to me, and I couldn't deal with it at the time. It was just too much, but wouldn't you rather die the normal way rather than how we dealt with those people in the cabin, like living in a coffin in a dusty basement? Is that, I mean, like, you know what you're like with dust.
All right, Mr. Watts. Let's assume what you saw was accurate. What are we going to explain to the police? We went into the forest to find this kidnapped woman, and there were people sleeping in caskets who wouldn't die when we shot them, so we burned them alive inside the cabin. We came to the beach, shot people to put them out of their misery because they were begging for it, and killed the people who came to stop us. How do we explain this to the police?
You do bring up some very...
Mr. Galloway's going to speak up and say, well, we may not have to explain much because no one really comes this deep into the forest. And highly unlikely that anyone's going to find any of this.
Well, I should hope not. The volume of bodies alone, I am sure, would justify further investigation.
Mr. Proctor, I see what you're saying, and if I was to step into your shoes and think of it in the way that you are thinking of it, yes, I can see the predicament that we have put ourselves into. But we know the occult is involved here, and there's something strange going on. And for us to be able to explain this to the authorities, as you say, is to investigate further.
You don't understand. Right? I do have interest in the occult, but I'm here for Jane. She was supposed to be leverage against her father. I'm here to prove myself, to make my worth for my family. his operation, the geological survey, it was supposed to be leverage. I'm not. This is all much more than I signed up for.
And
At
I
this
promise
point-
you, Miss.
Nora shoots the third one in the head.
Definitely flinches at that.
And I
She's
promise you,
going
Mr.
for the spike.
Mr. Proctor,
it-
we do have leads to investigate this further, and a lead on a girl being there. So we will still find that leverage. We can still prove your worth. This isn't over yet, and if nothing comes of it on the leads that we follow up, I will say that I've done all this, and your name will be clear. I'll back you up and say that you did not fire any shots at anybody. You're just witness to it. You've documented everything anyway. Here, get your camera out right now, and I will give an account of what has happened and not include you as part of any of this.
But you were accompanying me, which implicates me. we mustn't take blame for any of this. None of this happened. Certainly not while we were here.
I genuinely think we need to dig more into the truth. We need to figure out what these witches are doing. What say the rest of you?
Yeah, Chester will say, if you have a lead on where the strong girl is, I say we follow it. That's why we came out here.
Yeah.
I say we take what we have and just try to get out of here as quickly as possible.
That's all I'm interested in is finding the girl. And Mr. Proctor, you're acting like any of us actually had anything to do with what's happened tonight. It's
He
I hate to
gestures
play
broadly at all the bodies.
well, I hate to play the victim card, but it's not any choice that we had. Like it's perceived, like you can perceive it as it happened because that's the way it happened. They
I will say-
attacked Nora and Chester.
With lawyers, I'm sure I will be fine, but
They attacked a federal officer. Chester will say.
Okay,
Kinda
so
just
I will say at
motion
this
towards
point in
his
time,
badge.
Miss Baker is moving her way towards the final body. I would say those of you who, basically the three of you, so Mr. Watts already did a check. Basically, those of you who either had that failed intelligence roll or who have not yet done a sanity check on the people tied to the poles, give me a, I guess, spot hidden as to whether you're paying attention before she kills the last one, and then if you succeed on the spot hidden, give me a sanity roll.
And then while they're rolling, Watts is going to be saying, Mr. Proctor, we are in the United States. My parents did not leave the UK to come to some flouty country. We're in the United States and we have the right to bear arms and defend ourselves over here. We were clearly being attacked.
And
that's all we've done is defend ourselves.
as a again federal officer, I can bring some leverage to the account. That what you all say is true, and that you guys were with me, and that we were attacked, and we were just defending ourselves.
and obviously the people who were on the post were obviously dead when we got here. We had nothing to do with this. Defending ourselves once at the cabin, defending ourselves a second time at the beach, perhaps.
The final shot rings out.
Is it just Nora and myself that know that these people are alive on the post, or?
I think so. I think me
Yeah.
and
It's only the two of us that really saw anything that we recognized as them still being like moving and aware.
Yeah,
me and Proctor forgot it, and
blocked
Brady
it
never
out.
saw it. Brady
Uh,
never saw it.
The implication there was very much whether or not he believes that they were dead, that they were dead. Okay.
I'm gonna just leave it at that last comment that you made about them being dead and being dead. But I'm gonna pull out the spike that we picked up out of one of those things and say, "Look, Mr. Proctor, look at this metal thing here, and then look what is pinning these people up."
I'm not getting any closer. I assume we're at the tree line, like 40. Would you say 50 yards out?
A little closer than that. Like I said, like I think it was like 30 to 40. I said like it was just a little out of pistol range.
He's certainly not getting any closer. He's staying at the tree line.
And I said, this is what's pinning these people up right now. There is something at play here. The people in the cabin had something to do with these dead people, as you say on the post. Well, they're dead now, but like I don't think that we've done anything out of sorts thus far. We've only defended ourselves. I do believe to clear our names or get even more clear would be to investigate this further. And as I've said, we have a lead where this girl might be a girl, 2 guys and a girl, I believe it was. That we know is at the quarry. Is that right? Am I remembering this correctly?
You had a sign that the a bunch of people, which may well have included the girl, were headed towards this direction. It would not be unreasonable for you to surmise that maybe that you would find more information at the quarry, but like basically you don't have absolute guaranteed this is where you're going.
Okay, after I pull out the last smoke, I will reload again and roll a cigarette to calm my nerves before I...
Oh, yeah, I guess Chester would be trying to fix his gun.
I'm gonna try and get ID from these people to bring with us so we can have an account of who is deaded.
Chester, make a mechanics roll.
Ooh.
I will not assist you because I don't know anything.
Regardless of what we decide happened here, those shots, I'm sure, will have alerted anyone within quite some distance of our presence. We shouldn't dally too long.
Oof.
Yeah. Your gun is not yet fixed. I'm not quite sure. Like, if you're not good at mechanical repair, I think that basically, like, you're kind of. But like, you guys did pick up another weapon.
I think we dismantled all the ones we found.
We hid some at the cabin.
All of them? I thought you had one of them. Like the first one that you guys found?
I'm not sure. I think there's a rifle, and I think Nora took it. Because I was waving it around, and someone took it off me. And then there was the one in the basement we never actually touched or took.
The one in the basement was rusted up.
Yeah, we didn't take it or touch it. To be honest.
It was probably
So there was the one that...
The one at the artist camp.
Yeah, the one at the artist camp and the one at the first cabin.
We discarded one of those, but not the other.
I thought you picked up the other one.
I picked up a gun.
Yeah, you took it off me.
Yeah.
I think we discarded. We kept the one at the artist camp and discarded the one at the cabin, and then the other cabin wasn't functional anyways.
Yeah, Nora was definitely carrying. I don't remember exactly what. Some kind of ranged, like.
It was a rifle.
Yeah, a rifle or something.
40 whatever caliber rifle.
It was a rifle.
So I would hand that over because she's not that great with them.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense to me.
Unless anybody's like extremely good at mechanical repair.
So what type of gun would it be? Chester might try like a couple more times, like 1 or 2 more times to fix his gun.
Yeah, sure. You can give it in that period of time that you guys are chatting. You can give it a couple more rolls.
I'll say 2 more.
I'm sure I wrote down what I picked up, but the problem with keeping my notes in a physical form is that I can't search them.
Yeah, no. Chester would just kind of...
I think it was a rifle, though.
It was a rifle. Because I clearly said that I had no idea how to use a rifle, because I don't. And I was just like aiming it around aimlessly, and you took it off me. confiscated it. But I'm going to continue the RP and saying that so there's clearly something at play here that is paranormal as such. It's not normal, and we're in sync dreaming, perhaps dreaming historical events that have happened, come across people who can't seem to die, talking about gods over in this lake here, and now there's sacrifices being made here at the lake. Think of the fame that we might get from this if we actually discover the true meaning behind this.
Yes.
Remember what we spoke about in the car?
Good if we survive, but if we have dealt a significant blow here today, perhaps we should press that. There may be more we can achieve if we catch them while their guard is down.
And I truly believe this has something to do with what caused my father's death. We have to. One, save the girl. Number one priority, obviously. But two, there's something deeper here, and for us to be the names that discovered it, that'll be your own worth, and you won't even need to live behind your family's name. That's you making your own name.
I would like to see this through to the end. They claim the girl is at the mining camp, their geological camp. And these last few creatures, that is where they wanted us to go. It seems that is where our path will lead, one way or the other. But if we head there of our own volition, perhaps we can catch them off guard, as I suggested.
Are those people still dead on the beach that we shot? Are they getting up?
They are not.
Okay. Do you just want to say it was the same rifle, same type of rifle that I have?
Yeah, sure. It's a typical rifle.
Okay. Would I know roughly the way to get to the site from the lake?
Give me a navigation check. I would say like you guys though like would generally have the obvious context of like those people came from just ahead and to the left, like up from the lake. There's like there does appear to be a break in the tree line ahead. Okay, so with a successful navigation check, I would say that you are quite confident of the fact that the dig site is ahead and just off of the lake to the left. That this is clearly the like main lake that is in the area, and you are now more familiar with the kind of maps that you've seen.
Okay, and so I'll say, yeah, if we're, I'm pretty sure I know where we are. The site should be just up that way. The way those men came from, I should be able to get us there.
It may be a good idea to move as quietly as we can. There may be more of them there waiting for us.
What time of day
So you
is
guys
it?
going to? So it is at this point like midday-ish.
Okay.
I recall. I think like maybe getting to the afternoon in terms of the time that you had spent to getting here. But it's still like definitely daylight.
Okay.
So are you guys going to go along the beach or try and cut through the woods?
I feel like Nora would head back to the tree line and try and move as stealthily as possible towards that direction.
Well, give me stealth checks if you guys are, well, whichever way you guys are going, and let me know.
I think
If you specifically disagree.
I think into the woods is a good idea.
As we head into the woods, can Thomas Watt's boss go take a pee?
Yeah, let's take a quick break, 5 minutes, and then we'll be back to it.
All right.
Anyway, so we're back to it. You guys are on the beach, and you are choosing to stealth through the tree line towards where Mr. Galloway, particularly due to his navigation skills and knowledge of the area, knows is the dig site based on what you had discovered on the sides of this lake. So, is there anything you guys want to do before you get to that tree line? The far one, that is.
I'll reload my one bullet that I shot.
Oh, I guess I'll make sure this new gun is loaded and ready.
So I'm going to keep my gun on me, like instead of tucked away.
Yeah, so you're ready. All right, so you guys make. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna just say, I guess I missed like 2 armed conflicts. We shot the lookout. We got in a shootout with the gang leader. Those are the 2 I missed, anyways.
I was also gonna say that I think me and Chester made a spot hidden roll earlier, and that was I know for me I hadn't seen the people up on the posts yet, or like the dead people.
So that was related to the fact that they were alive while they were still strapped to the posts.
Okay.
I would say if you want to retract, if you want to go and inspect them before you guys make your way into the tree line, you could certainly do so. The main thing I wanted to find out was whether or not you spotted that they were alive before Nora shot them in the head.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go inspect. I would just see the silhouettes, and that'd be enough. That'd be enough for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to play into, like, they were, in Proctor's mind, they were dead. He doesn't need to see them again. They were dead. He's very much avoiding any future reference or looking or anything related to him.
Exactly.
It's totally settled.
The madness that is upon you at this point in time in terms of just ignoring that fact. All right. So you make your way towards this tree line, and you find yourself breaking out upon a larger clearing. And I will share with you a artistic representation of that place. You see 2 figures moving around a large hole. There is a line that is being strung down a variety of poles through a cleared path towards the lake direction. There are 5 different cabins that are around the edge of this clearing, and otherwise, that's about all you see. Nothing particularly super unusual other than these 2 figures moving about. Your normal people.
How long did it take us to get here?
I would say it took you probably about 30-40 minutes of picking through the underbrush to do so stealthily, whether or not you were particularly stealthy. Obviously, it was so. In general, it was not a great distance.
Would we be under the impression that they might have heard the gunshots earlier? I suppose.
Yes, you would reasonably believe that it's possible they might have heard those gunshots.
Yeah, that looks a lot closer to the water than I was picturing.
Yeah. So the picture, interestingly, of all the times, because I've reread this section a whole bunch of times, and it's in the book in much larger format, like physically than it is here. It is intended to look like farther than it kind of initially comes to you as. It is quite a decent walk from this hole to the side of the lake.
I mean, those poles would be pretty far apart.
This is an artistic representation.
Okay. Well, in any case, I guess, how much is there in terms of like people or buildings between the edge of the forest and the actual dig site?
There are 2 buildings that are relatively close to you on this side of the area, and there are another 3 buildings on the far side, whereas the people are close to the hole and seem to be working with some pulleys and ropes and stuff like that.
How far is the tree line from this side, like the side that we're approaching?
To where?
To the hole. Like how much of a clearing is there from where we're at?
Probably a good like 60, 70 yards. It's a decent distance.
And the two people are like right next to the hole.
Yeah, exactly. They seem very preoccupied with whatever is inside that hole.
Tempted to suggest a Sparta kick, but
That's pretty much exactly what I was thinking. Like, I'm just gonna sneak up along the building and kick one in the butt.
I don't think Galloway would suggest that though.
These individuals seem quite preoccupied. Perhaps we can find Jane in one of these cabins.
It's not a bad thought. I will try and sneak close to the nearest one and peek in a window.
I think Chester's gonna stay in the trees with his gun, watching the two.
Same.
Can you see any smaller footprints, Chester?
I guess, can I look around, like...
Sure. Yeah, give me a tracking or spot hidden, where they would both be appropriate. Appropriate. Oh, it's the actual background. You see plenty of signs of movement in the area around. So are you moving out to like sort of investigate like recent movements in the area of the cabins?
No, I would just be seeing what I can see from the trees.
From the trees, you basically see a lot of signs of movement through the area: trucks, people walking, and nothing that particularly stands out there.
So yeah, I would just say I'd have to get closer, but I really don't want to expose myself at this time.
And sorry, so Miss Baker, you are sneaking up on one of the cabins?
Yeah, I wanted to go up to the closest cabin and try and peek in a window.
Well, you had a successful stealth roll, so I will say you do so. You get close to the closest cabin, which is quite nearby. You look in the window, and what you see is a large dining hall that looks normal for this kind of era and expectations in terms of what they're doing here. Various jackets hung on the wall, and a cooking area, and some a couple of large tables and chairs set up for people to eat. There is another cabin relatively next door, and then 3 other cabins that are on the far side of the clearing.
Okay. Well, I may as well take a look in the other one before I go near the hole.
Anybody else want to do anything before she goes looking at the other cabin?
Just keeping watch. What are the people around the hole doing? They're messing with ropes and stuff?
Yeah, so as you watch, I would say in terms of a short period of time, keeping an eye on this happening, you see as one of them descends into the hole, and the other one is talking and yelling down to them about something. You can't quite hear what. And they are, manipulating some rope that they seem to be trying to attach to something deeper within that hole. You can see it moving around and pressure being placed upon it.
Does each building have windows? And I guess to second that, if each building does have windows, does it appear that light is on inside?
I would say that none of the buildings appear to have light on inside, but all the windows appear to have windows in them. They are all relatively similar, simple modern construction for the period. Basically like it's like boarded up cabins that are not particularly winterized for temporary housing and storage.
Any got people outside like guarding, should we say, or any have like boarded up windows as though it's trying to keep something in?
Sure. Give me a spot hidden.
Well, there's no point in that. Instant fail.
Also, can I understand anything that they're saying?
Okay, so in terms of the spot hidden, you do notice that, like in terms of looking for this specifically, I would say that you do notice that a couple of different cabins are relatively boarded up, but that it does not seem particularly deliberately so.
Yeah, I'll sneak up to one of those ones that.
Okay, that would be the second one next to Nora. You would be moving in next to her.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then, sorry, Mr. Proctor, what were you looking for?
Could I understand anything that's said from this distance? If I paid attention closely.
Yeah, give me a listen. Oh, great.
Nice.
You can hear them talking about securing an object, and that they need to make sure that it's safe for being pulled out of the hole.
I will relay that.
All right, Nora, and I guess also Mr. Watts, give me spot hidden rolls for looking in through the windows that are slightly boarded up for this second building.
Fingers crossed. Here we go. No. Can I squint?
It is very. I mean, yes. So you can make a pushed roll. That is 100% a thing. None of you have done it yet. None of you have pushed a roll. Remember that you can push a roll if you have an explanation as to how you are trying to improve your ability to make that roll.
Totally.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and like shade my vision and find a better angle and see if I can make anything out.
And I'm gonna do it then. I want to put my knuckle and just wipe across the dust to see if it can improve what
Sure,
I'm seeing.
go ahead and do it.
What do I do? Press bonus? Or...
Yeah. Both of you can do it again.
So,
it's not a bonus. No, you just get to do it again.
I'll do it again. My bad.
Oh wow!
My wiping made it actually smudge worse.
It's just a little grimier in that spot.
Ever so slightly.
I will give it. Considering the situation, Mr. Watts, you get a bad sliver from accidentally rubbing against the thing. You cry out briefly and say, "Ouch!" But you're pretty far away in this situation for this to be a bad result. And honestly, I'm not going to particularly punish you for it. While Miss Baker, looking in very carefully through the slats, you do see in the darkness within some movement inside this, what appears to be a storage building. You can't exactly make out what it is, but there is something moving around in there.
I will nod to the rest of the group that there is something inside and move towards the doorway, I guess.
Guess we'll start trying to sneak up to the cabin.
Yeah. Seeing like some motion from Nora Chester will start to head towards the building.
All right. Well, I guess really all of you can all sneak up behind the buildings pretty effectively in terms of the line of sight against the people who are by the hole. If you are moving around the front of the building into the way of the actually gets around the door, I guess let me know when you're doing so.
I guess, okay, how large are the windows and what are they covered by?
They're small windows that are single pane glass covered. But they are also slatted up with boards that are roughly broken apart, so that like you can't exactly get a finger through, but they're not like perfectly covered in the way that you can't see in briefly. It's very dark inside.
Right. I don't know if we have to go around so that we're like obvious to the people near the hole, then Nora would probably hang back a sec and sort of nod towards the people near the hole to see what the rest of the group sort of thinking in terms of what our approach should
Yeah,
be.
you'd have to go around the front of the building, and you would be pretty obvious to those people. You'd have to hope that they just don't happen to look around and see you. I would say if you guys want to try and just like walk around the front and open the door, give me a luck roll. Only the person who has the worst luck in the group right now.
53.
Mr. Galloway, perhaps you can use your broken firearm and pry open one of these boards.
Like around the back, on the back end.
I obviously can't use this shotgun. It's much too fine quality.
Say, I mean, I might not be the strongest one here, but someone else could probably give it a shot, and I'll just kind of hold the broken gun out for someone to take it.
I will approach the door with Nora because I'm interested. My luck is 53.
Well, yeah. So whoever's going on the front, give me a luck roll. Whoever is the lowest.
All right. Well, I guess the two of us will head towards the door. My luck is 68.
68. So it's me then.
Yeah. All right. As you make your way around the front,
I'm still
the
trying to have
man
a
who
slither out. It really hurts.
The man who is by the pit turns around and yells out, "Oi! Who are you?" and starts making his way towards you.
What was the name of the people in the hut that we were?
We're here working for Mr. Strong. We're just checking up on everything with his operation and making sure that nothing has gone amiss. You did hear about his daughter's kidnapping, I assume.
Weird, a whole bunch of spot hidden. I guess give me a fast talk.
And there's no assisting with that, is there? Like,
No, there's
regular D&D. Oh, didn't need it.
Oh, there you go. He says, what's your name then?
Oh, my name's Miss Baker, and we were out here looking for the missing girl. So, if you've heard anything, certainly anything you know would be appreciated.
Well, let me get good old oh shit, what's his name? Get old Richard up here out of the pit. You stay over there for a moment.
What?
Back towards the pit.
Hearing talking, Chester would say, "Well, I guess coming in stealthily is out of the options, and just kind of come around as well."
Seeing him walk towards the pit, I'm going to try and surreptitiously prepare my handgun just in case.
You're holding it behind you, or?
Yeah, I'll put my hand on it in the holster. It's like a shoulder holster, so I'll just put my hand on it, so I'm ready to draw it if they suddenly get aggressive.
All right. And for you said Daniel said something?
Yeah, I was gonna. So he said he's going back to the pit. He gave us permission to.
Yeah, basically he said he's going back to the pit to get the other guy.
I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna do anything. I was gonna ask if do you have any water in the cabin? Do you mind if I go grab it? That's what I'm gonna say.
We're doing this. I'll hop out the side and say, "Stop where I would stop where you are. We've had a long day. We've killed a lot of people, and you'll be next if you don't stop trying to intimidate him."
Yeah, I guess give me intimidation.
Guess I'm not getting that water then.
Can He. How could I push that?
All right, let's do turn
You
order.
could push. You
Is
could
it
push it.
allowable to, or is it possible to push something like intimidate?
It is. You have a lot of pushing to do. Oh, sorry, push. Yes, sure. If you can describe how you would try to further intimidate him.
That is a good one. How would you push and intimidate? I mean, I kind of went full throttle there.
Usual would be, yeah, exactly. Like you already went kind of full throttle. I mean, you basically pull off, maybe like pull your weapon out and fire a warning shot.
We are kind of made here. Fuck.
Maybe. I don't want to.
Go on. What do we got?
I don't want to
Pull the brain.
metagame here, but I mean,
Apes
We do
together
have a-
strong.
we do
This
have a
is a
federal
game that
officer.
actually specifically mandates metagaming in certain situations.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
supposed to, because otherwise we'll die. I would say you can try and like call on the family name and be like, I can make life very difficult for you if you screw with me or something, but I don't know.
With the idea though being that like you're supposed to metagame in the context of like how best to play out your characters, but you should be true to how your characters would play out the situation.
Well,
Anyway, yeah, I stand by your most like realistic natural response would be basically the equivalent of, "Do you know who I am?"
I'm trying to think of a way to word it. My last name is Proctor. I'm sure you've heard of it. It doesn't matter what happens here. I won't be in any trouble, but I'm sure it will be quite the end of your career if you don't do what we need. This has gone on quite long enough.
All right, well, give me another roll.
Where did it go? It has disappeared. There we go.
The man raises his arms in the air and says, all right, calm down. I'm coming over. I don't know what's been going on here, but I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation.
Have the other two noticed? Probably.
I mean, yeah, probably.
So, how crazy is Nora at this point?
I mean, reasonably crazy. Again, it's up to you.
Okay. So assuming he gets like within melee range, as soon as he's close enough that she feels like he's sort of easily grabbed, she's going to just kind of try and get like sort of flanking him so that he is surrounded, and get a sense of whether he's breathing or not and stuff like that. Does he seem like a normal living person?
Give me a psychology roll. He seems very on edge and strangely sort of acquiescent to the situation. That he's ready to spring, but also feels like he needs to hold on to his cool, given that he has something important to do.
No funny business. Tell us where the girl is, and we can all be on our way.
He says, the girl, well, over in that cabin over there, you just go on inside. And he points towards the cabin just behind you that your friends were coming towards.
Kind of looks at the gun, looks up at him. I didn't entirely expect that to work.
Perhaps it would be best if he opened the door for you, Mr. Proctor?
Yes, open the door.
I'm happy to. He
I'm gonna
walks forward,
take
carefully.
aim. Can I take aim for anything to come out? I mean, like, I would like to aim to see if any aggression happens, and then I would like to be ready to take a shot at something.
All right. He walks forward and reaches the door to the storehouse. He opens the door and steps backwards as it creaks open. And inside, you see darkness.
I'll take out my. I think I have a flashlight. Yes, I have an electric torch. I'll take that out and kind of, from outside, just kind of shine it around on the inside. Not stepping into it.
From the edge of the hole, somebody comes up and yells out, "Hey, Kasha, what's going on? Who's these people?"
He said what? Sorry.
So somebody came up from the edge of the hole and yelled out, "Hey, Carl, who are these people?"
Well, that's not Jane.
From the hole, you said?
From the hole, yes.
Oh, from the. I
What
thought
is-
you meant
what
from
is it?
inside the
No,
cabin.
sorry, not inside the cabin hole, like the hole in the middle of the dig site hole.
Positioning myself on the other side of them so that it's harder for them to see the firearm and everything, I'll say, "We're friends, aren't we? Tell them we're friends." To the guy at the gunpoint.
He'll say out and he'll say, "Thomas, head over here." And the man will start moving towards you cautiously.
Stay where you are, and I'll take aim at him.
Give me the intimidation, or I guess intimidation.
Also, with him saying something other than what I said to say, I'd like to take aim if that's possible. Anticipating this going south.
All right, I feel like we're okay. We're going into combat.
That seems likely.
Did
Why
I
can't
did I get
come up?
a look in before this happened with my
Yeah, with the flashlight.
flashlight?
Yes, I would say that Galloway, you got to look in. You saw inside, and you saw that this building was subdivided into two parts. That the area you looked into clearly had a bunch of relevant, like mining related, like scientific equipment and stuff like that. You saw nothing of particular consequence.
Okay.
Why can't I get the freaking turn order to come up? Where is the turn? Oh, here it is.
So I feel like everyone but Jester had their weapon ready.
All right, I got to the bathroom. One second.
Like the worst dilettante ever. I've it's like couldn't even think to use the owner or the family name and everything. Should be like the first thing I think about.
Well, it's because I've put it into your mind that you can make a name for yourself and not live in the family name. That's why
It's true.
You forgot to mention it.
Yeah, we're all a little out of our element in the, murdering of people thing.
Yeah, we have officially become murder hobos. We've shot literally everything we've seen.
I'm about to shoot
Well,
right
there's
now
been a
because the
lot of
guy
things
walks forward.
addressed.
I guess the hunters. We didn't shoot the hunters.
This is true. So sorry.
True.
Who of you had weapons ready so I can give you your plus 50?
I think basically everyone but
Laura
Chester.
just like blanket has her gun ready.
Yeah, I already had the gun trained on the closest dude.
Well, 1,200. That's huge.
I was saying
The
Chester
flash.
didn't have his because he had the flashlight out.
Brady would have had his. Maybe if not in the open, would have been like maybe holding it underneath his coat behind his back.
Sorry, Mr. Watts, did you have yours?
Yeah, I was aiming at the guy and I
Right.
threatened. And if he actually continued walking, I was firing before we went into combat. Because I feel threatened.
All right. So I would say at this point, the guy at the edge of the hole to the ground clearly looks agitated and starts coming towards you with grim purpose. Mr. Watts, how do you react?
I'm gonna, because I'm already aiming at the guy. I would like to. Did Mr. Proctor already shoot a warning shot before?
No, he did not yet shoot a warning shot.
Use a family name instead.
Oh, okay. I'm going to. I'm going to take a shot at his feet.
Sure. To what end, I guess? Do you want to make like an intimidation roll or something like that, or are you just generally going to like do a
Sorry,
combat roll?
Can you remind me what my madness was?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I feel like I've just completely neglected that.
I think it was something like you shouldn't be here or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I shouldn't be here,
Yeah.
but I'm convincing myself I should be now. And the fact is that there's been a lot of death already. I'm freaked out. We shouldn't be here. So we just want to get the girl and go. And I'm gonna just shoot him, the guy who ignored what I'd said, because I just want to get the hell out of here. I don't want to be here. So I'm gonna shoot him and say back to the other guy, just bring us the girl, and we're gonna be on our way after I've shot this guy. So
Sure.
I would like to shoot at the guy.
Go for it.
Make sure I'm on regular. Failure. Ooh,
Oof.
terrible. Aim. Do I get any bonus with aim or not? What was it?
No. So if you are spending an entire turn aiming, then you get a bonus die.
He said he was aiming before we went.
If you're aiming beforehand, if you have your weapon on ready, then it's plus 50 to initiative.
Oh, okay. So I got my
So
initiative.
you got to go first, but you didn't get your shot off. So basically, you fire off, and your bullet whizzes past just to the side. You just missed by a bare margin.
By a big margin.
Mr. Brady, unless you want to move.
Did they react to me, by the way? When I said that, just bring us the
Certainly,
girl.
the man ducked and looked towards you as the shot rang out.
Stay where you are.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think like positionally where I would be. I guess I would probably be close to Chester. I'm not sure if I would be in front or behind.
You guys would be down between these two cabins, looking out towards the hole in the center of the clearing.
Okay.
So you'd pretty clearly see like the same panorama.
Okay. Yeah, so now I guess I would be grasping my pistol with both hands. After having seen and heard Watts fire off. I guess other than inner dialogue, I don't think I would be doing too much as far as actions. Just constant inner talk, inner self talk of just keep calm, stay here, just finish the mission and get the girl, get out.
Everybody's
Right.
dream.
Are you firing off?
I am not currently.
All
No,
right.
I'm not sure who. I guess immediately would need, like, who's the immediate enemy, like who I should like.
Yeah.
If it can't be
No,
solved.
that's quite fair.
Yeah.
Then Miss Baker. Do you want to draw a bead on a person so that you have like a benefit the next round if you feel like you are ready to fire? Sorry, not Miss Baker. For Mr. Brady. Do you want to be aiming at somebody?
No, I think I'll kind of just have it out front, kind of in front, kind of pointed down, but ready to take aim towards anyone. But
Sure.
Yeah, not pointed at anyone in particular.
All right, then Miss Baker.
Okay, I'm going to maintain my aim at the closer one. And is the door open at this point? Or is it
Yeah, the door is open at this
Okay.
point.
Mr.
Mr. Galloway was looking inwards and hadn't said anything.
Right. So I'm going to get a little closer to Mr. Galloway and take a look sort of over his shoulder inside and sort of try and keep aim at the closer guy in case he rushes forward or something.
All right, well, I guess if you want to hold an action to shoot at the guy for rushing forward, then you will not get a particularly good look inside. If you want to use your action for the looking inside, then you will not have a held action for the guy rushing.
Does it? I'll just kind of keep my gun pointed in that direction and see what's going on inside.
Okay, so you'll hold your action if he rushes forward. Chester.
I think Chester's going to turn around when he hears the gun firing off and see the guy approaching. And then I'm gonna go in. Do I from out here? Do I see the door to the other side?
Yes, you do see a door to your right-hand side going into the entrance. That looks like it enters into another room.
I'm gonna open that door. I'm gonna step in and open that door, and then from the other room, shine the light around.
Sure. So you walk through this room that's filled with various mining equipment. It looks like pickaxes and shovels, various sieves and that kind of thing. Some dynamite and other explosives and various related materials, as well as some survival equipment and food. You walk through the room and you find the door. The door is not locked. You open it and you look into this area that is at first very dark, and your eyes are slowly adjusting to the light. You shine your torch from one side to the other, and you spot three sets of panicked eyes looking back towards you. One of a young teenage girl, two of males, one younger and one older, that appear to be bound and gagged on the floor, that are held in this room.
Would I recognize the other two as the other hunter and son?
Yeah, so it would be pretty obviously the other hunter and son.
I'll just be like, it's okay. It's Ranger Galloway here. I don't know what all you all have seen, but we're here to get you guys out.
You hear them mumbling against their gags. You can't make out what they're trying to say.
For now, I that would probably be my action to do all that. I would just stand at the doorway and get my gun out. look out the front.
Sure. So then we're on to Mr. Proctor.
Can't believe you actually told the truth. Woo! I guess, how far away am I from the closest?
You're probably like 30, 40 yards, pretty close.
From the guy that came over?
Sorry, the guy that came over is quite close. No, he is within not quite like walking, like not quite like 5 yards, like point blank range, but probably very close, like 10 yards.
And Nora has her gun trained on him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he? I'll step to the side and take aim at the next closest person, I guess.
The next closest person is at the only at the edge of the pit.
So 30 so yards.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. That's it. Just take action or aim.
All right, so it's their turn. The guy who is closer, seeing Mr. Chadwick. I don't know why he came Galloway. Chadwick, where'd that come from? Mr. Galloway go into the room. He is going to rush towards Miss Baker, who is closest to the entrance, to try and push her out of the way. So you get your response. He's going to see if he can react such that he can knock the weapon out of your hand because he's close enough.
No.
He cannot. You fire off your weapon straight into his the middle of his mass, and you see the bullet pass through as he buckles and drops to the ground. He is bending over on in pain.
Nora just kind of grimaces and keeps aim.
Snora killed everybody.
Hey man, these people just keep attacking her and they're being weird, so fuck it.
The second man walks forward with his arms up and says, have you not heard the words of our Savior? The great god Glaaki only requires your service for immortal life. And we're up to Mr. Watts.
What was the word?
The word was immortal life only for your service.
What about service for non-immortal life? Just more so that we just want to take the girl and go, and then you can continue with whatever you're doing.
Well, if you would all like to proceed into the cabin, then we shall be able to discuss further.
If you take one more step forward, I am firing at you.
He takes a step forward.
Fired. See you giving fair warning, Mr. Proctor.
He's coming right at us.
Yeah, exactly.
Your weapon fires into his upper torso and briefly spins him backwards, but he gets back to his feet, once again raising his arms.
I am gonna kind of sidestep away, kind of thing. I'm kind of interested to look down into the hole.
The hole's a little ways away, but you can
That's
start
what I
making your way
mean.
towards it.
Well, that's what I mean, sidestepping away. Like, see if he's gonna go towards the people at the cabin, kind of thing, while I sidestep.
Yeah. Trying to subdivide the space.
Yes,
Mr.
exactly.
Brady.
So I guess I would probably fire. I would probably take aim towards the person that maybe Nora had aggroed.
Sure, yeah.
Or anyone that might have approached anybody. Because I don't think I've been approached at this point. So
No. Are you just aiming, or are you firing?
I'm gonna go ahead and fire.
Your weapon lets out a loud bark as you fire towards him, and the shot goes wide, flying over his left shoulder, and he is still standing. You want to move?
So we're like somewhere. We're in between two buildings, right? Two houses, or are we,
Yeah,
like, in
so
front?
the majority of you are in between the two houses. Mr. Galloway and Miss Baker are in the front of the building. Sorry, Mr. Watts and Mr. Galloway and Miss Baker are all in the front of the building, and the other two of you are down the side.
Yeah, I was at the front, but I started edging.
Yeah, exactly. You started moving the other direction. And so, yeah, the two of you are still between the building. And the one of them is close to the front of the building. The other one is a little farther away that is next to the pit.
I think I would probably just take up either next to the corner of one of the buildings or up to maybe one of the posts for the awning of like the porch area for the house or building.
Sure. You duck down to gain some kind of cover just in case there's any danger coming in.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Baker.
So they have not actually moved further in this time?
They have not.
Okay, then I'm going to follow Ranger Galloway into the building and sort of peek further in and see what is going on inside.
Probably would have heard him talking to somebody.
If you're going to use your turn for that, give me a spot hidden. You notice in one corner of the room that there is a figure shrouded in darkness. It is just about to rise up.
Can I like take aim or something at that
No.
figure? All right. Well, I will call out to Chester to be aware of the fact that there's something there, and I guess that's it.
Actually, at this point, give me a sanity roll.
Oh, fun.
The figure is oh, geez. All right, give me a intelligence. At this point, yeah, intelligence roll. I don't know if that even. What? How much are you at now? No, you were already at your.
Yes.
Okay, so
She already
it
crazy.
didn't matter. You're already at your one. Hold on a second. You're having a bout of madness. This is a zombie-like figure of a Civil War veteran who appears from one side. Roll me 1d8. All right, you lose that much sanity. Paranoia. For the next 5 rounds, nobody can be trusted. You are being spied on. Someone has betrayed you. Basically, there's some kind of trick going on. It is up to you to decide how to play this out. But basically, you trust nothing. Everything is a ruse.
Cool.
So we're all dead.
Mr. Galloway, I would say you see this happen though as he rises up in response to her spotting him. You can also give me a sanity roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say like probably would have turned around.
Yeah, exactly.
She pointed
You
out
would have
something.
noticed.
Oof.
Oof. All right, 1d8.
I'm also at my 1/5.
Yeah.
Ouch.
All right, you lose 6 sanity, and for the next 10 rounds, you are suffering physical hysterics. You scream out in fright, and you rush towards the man in the corner. Give me a brawl check.
Not good at those.
You try to slam into him, and the body moves out of the way, and you crumple into the corner.
Got a new gun. It's time to run at the dude.
You threw it to the side in the burst of hysterics. Mr. Proctor.
So those figures look like they're the two remaining dudes by the well. They look like they're planning on charging.
So one of them already was charging and coming at Nora. The other one is not, is holding up his arms.
Oh, I thought Nora shot the dude that was next to us.
Did, and he got back up.
There were only two.
There were only two?
Yeah.
There's only 2 people.
Well, I said I was aiming at the guy by the hole then. So I guess if he gets within 10, so if he moves towards us, gets within 10, I'll double barrel.
All right. So the one who has got back to his feet, Nora and Galloway are both inside the building. Mr. Proctor is relatively close. Mr. Watts, you were just outside the door, correct? Oh no, you on the other side. Right. So he is going to move towards you. I will say, Mr. Proctor, it is up to you to decide whether him moving towards Mr. Watts is within the line of what you were saying you're going to react to. He would be pretty close to you. It would be, relatively speaking, him moving closer to you.
No, if you allow it, I'll double barrel then.
Yeah, no, I would say. He is not directly charging you, but he is certainly coming at one of your friends.
So a bonus for aiming and a negative for...
Yeah, so it evens out.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So the one of them certainly hits, and does so with great abandon. You fire off with your shot, somewhat clipping the man as he runs towards Mr. Watts.
It rolled a 1d4. It should be like significantly more for d10.
Yeah, I guess rolling the correct damage, that's weird.
Unless you add them both together, a 4 and a 3.
The 4 was for the crit.
1 second.
Or extreme.
16 gauge shotgun. It's not loading. Okay, it should be 2d6 plus 2.
Yeah, 10 yards is 2d6 plus 2. And then based on getting a extreme success, you get double.
Yeah, I think I had just been rolling.
You guys have all been rolling this low.
So how's extreme damage work?
That's what I'm looking up quickly.
It looked like from the other one that it just rolls the same damage again.
It says when you scroll down, 1d4. I'm only 2.
Well, it says 1d4 and the result is 3 on damage, but on extreme damage it just says 4.
Right.
So I don't know if it's
they deal maximum damage plus maximum damage bonus. If you have
extreme
any
level of success will do with a shotgun blast at close range will do 24 damage. Pellets 2d6 plus 2 damage at short range, 1d6 plus 1 damage at medium range, 1d4 damage at long range.
Yeah,
Solid
so that
flames.
is plenty enough damage for a humanoid to blow them away. So you fire off your weapon as he makes a run towards Mr. Watts, and his body flies backwards and tumbles over the edge of the hole, disappearing from sight.
all right. That's my turn. I think that's my first success on a shotgun.
Nice.
Mark.
All right, Mr. Brady.
That was their turn.
I was aiming my first turn, second turn. I said I'd shoot whoever moved.
Yeah,
He moved, I shot him.
The other guy didn't go.
That was his held action.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're right. The other guy.
You're right.
You are totally correct.
And if
The other guy who is closer is going to draw a melee weapon and lunge into the room. I guess who's closest?
Nora, because
because Nora would be
went to
closest.
tackle the
because
figure.
you went in first and she went in second.
Yeah.
So he's coming in towards you to try and take you down. And I guess, roll me a dodge or attack back.
Also, does the figure in this room, does he join the turn order?
That's a good point. He does join the turn order. He should be on this turn. Let's see. All right, so he runs into the room, lashing out towards you, and he manages to stab you in the arm with a sharp mining implement. You take 1 damage. It's not a weapon. And then finally, the other person who is in the room, he turns towards Mr. Galloway, and he calls out in a unearthly language, speaking in deep guttural tones. You feel what the fuck? Well, that's screwed up in roll 20. Hold on a second. I just clicked the ability, and it just gave me a whole bunch of gibberish. So he's casting a spell on you.
Ooh, a spell.
I know, it was the first one. Where is it? Sorry, guys, 1 second. Why does it not? Make a power roll.
Nope.
Oh boy.
He yells out and says, Protect me, my faithful servant. You feel compelled to do so. All right. So next up is Mr. Brady. No, Mr. Watts.
Yeah.
You are actually at the top of the list.
Hockey Dokley. The guy's running at me, right?
That is correct. The guy was running at you, and he got shot with a shotgun, and he got blown to smithereens, and he got his body like careened off the side and into the pit.
How close am I to the pit now?
You're still a good 20 yards. It's not super close, but nor is it super far away.
And is there any machinery, pulleys, or anything like that that look like I could
Yeah,
fit in?
so there's relatively simplistic machinery in place, some pulleys and stuff, mechanical stuff that's made for hauling that is set up. That is clearly associated with some poles and levers and not levers, rope that is heading down this line of a line of poles that goes down towards the water in the distance.
All right, I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna go to the edge and take a look down. And I don't know.
All right.
My spot hidden is terrible, so.
No, there's no spotting hidden on this. You look down into the pit, and you see down below a slowly pulsing blue crystalline. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oop. Yes, show the players. Crystalline object. It is clearly sitting in the base of this area, and has a variety of ropes tied around it.
Wow. Okay. Anything weird looking? Like, should I shoot it?
It is weird looking. It has not caused you to do a sanity roll, but that it is definitely unusual to see see something like this. That is a glowing crystalline object.
Anybody? Any alive people here?
No, there's really nobody else around. There's plenty of signs of movement and work down in here that has been digging up this object. It is tied off to seemingly be dragged out of the hole and pulled down the sort of alleyway, not alleyway, but open area that goes down towards the water.
And now, no, I'm taking a long time. Sorry. Do I recognize it as anything occult?
Give me the cult check. You have definitely heard about occult mysteries in which predominantly, in which prominently figure the concept of evil beings being held within crystalline structures. This is definitely a very important concept within occult rituals and occult knowledge and lore. And this would very much fit in with what your understanding of the situation would be.
Now, would Thomas be interested to go and have a look closer, is the question.
I know, yeah. Can you resist?
Yeah, can I resist? Because this could explain everything that has been in his past. I feel like his madness of him not wanting to be here gets thrown into question when he sees this, because it kind of is his purpose. So with him not wanting to be there, but this explaining the purpose, he is going to want to go take a look. So I am going to start to descend if possible. All
right, well, honestly, 11:20. I think this is the right place to stop for us. We are on the cusp of many things, and we will wrap up next week.